minus 30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
LadyChann! Fight!
Yo, hey girl, it's LadyChann repping nonetheless, and welcome to Come Box with CHANN. And I'm gassed because, you know, I'm his adopted niece, whether he likes it or not. He's my uncle. And it's always an honour and a pleasure for him to make time out of his busy schedule to come and see little old me, you know. Lisa Bales, you are in the building. What up, Doe? Yeah, what's up, sis? What's up? Yep. People, right, so. All right, let's just look at couple of little notes. Okay, there's some things to chop up in the world of this crazy sport of boxing where there's more drama than actual fights. Let's just tell the truth, eh? So we're going to have to chop it up and speak about what we've been speaking about definitely in the last week or two of boxing. And, you know, yeah, you're hanging in there. Good. That's good. Thank you for coming through. Okie dokes. So, me. I'm such an idiot, innit? Sorry, I'm an idiot. Me. Let me get the vocal cords ready. I'm introducing, introducing, introducing Uncle Coach Ronnie Shield. Ding. What up, Joe?
How you doing?
Hey, Uncle Coach. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
Not too bad. We tag teaming here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I haven't even got that T-shirt. That's the new. This is the retro version, the first version. And look, you got the futuristic. You know.
I know people.
Yeah, you know people. You know, and people know you. That's
Absolutely.
that's what's up. How you been? How's your week been?
My week has been busy.
Usual, yeah. Good busy or?
Good busy.
Good busy. I don't know how
Absolutely.
you do it. When I speak to you, you're always like, oh, I'm here. Or tomorrow you're going to Vegas, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Yeah. What's happening? What's happening there? Give us a quick rundown.
Well, I was supposed to have two guys on the undercard of Lubin and Fedora.
Yeah.
But one of my guys last Thursday came down with COVID. Yeah. So that was my welterweight, Hilly Jones. He came down with COVID, so we had to pull him off the card. Now I only have this little kid. His name is Xavier Bocanero. He's fighting his pro debut. So we're looking forward to it.
What weight is he?
He's a super bantamweight, 122 pounds.
So 122, yeah. 180, 122 super bantam.
Yes.
The little guys.
The little guys.
The little guys.
He's a little big guy though.
He's a little. Why? What does he walk around at, like 200?
No. He's actually 5'9" and 122 pounds. Yes.
He's like going to be the equivalent of like Tommy Hearns.
Yes, absolutely.
Basically, yeah. He'll finish his career as like a super middleweight. This one, yeah.
Absolutely.
How old is he?
He's 18 years old.
18. What's his
Yes.
name again?
His name is Xavier Bocanagua.
Xavier Bocanagua. Where's he? What's his
Yes.
heritage? Is he Latino?
Oh, he's Hispanic.
Yeah. So is he Mexican?
Well, yeah, Mexican.
Yes. Yeah. I gotta send him a T-shirt. So you just tell me his
Absolutely.
size. Tell me his size, and then I'll send one on. And how's my little man? Is it Dylan?
Dylan.
How is he?
Dylan is doing good.
Yeah.
You know, yes, absolutely. He's
Oh,
training. He's training every day. So
good.
he's doing great.
Good. I tell him to continue. Auntie Shan said, "Keep doing the greatness." I'll send.
Absolutely.
If you let me know if he's achieving good milestones, and when he does, I'll just send something for him to rock. You know,
Okay.
tracksuit
Absolutely.
or,
Absolutely.
you know, like a tracksuit or a sweater, or you know. So
Okay.
yeah, you know, if to keep them inspired. It's not much, sorry, but it's what I like to, you know, give back somehow. You know, the little kids need bits to wear. He could train in it: t-shirts, sweaters, hoodies, tracksuits. You know, so socks. I got the lot. So you know, yeah, I got the lot. So yeah, definitely, I'll keep me in the loop. And if you get any like video footage, like let me know. Like send me some footage of like when anything or bits, and I could put it on my channel and stuff like that. You know.
Okay, I will do that.
Yeah, so that'd be
Absolutely.
nice. Everybody can get to see everybody, you know. So, okie dokes. We got new media today. USA Boxing in the building. Coach Malachi. Thanks, Coach, for stopping by. Okay, so what we're going to chop up. Let's start with the disaster in the heavyweight division right now with this mega fight with Fury and White. Have you been keeping up with what's been going on?
I've been reading a little bit, but not much.
Okay.
I've really been busy, you know, trying to look at tape of all of my guys, and you know, I got fights this week, fights next week, and then 2 weeks later I got fights. The week after that I got fights, and then 2 weeks after that I got fights. I mean, just you know, yes, busy.
And busy.
Absolutely.
You booked and busy. That's the way it should be. That's the way it should be. I'm happy that you booked and busy. All right, so I'll keep you in the loop. So obviously, Fury White, you saw all the drama with White going into arbitration, WBC. That still seems to be ongoing, even though he was told that there would be a decision, I think, last week, but nothing. So White has gone radio silent. He hasn't promoted the fight. He didn't turn up to the press conference.
Wow.
Yeah, he didn't turn up to the press conference. Tyson Fury turned up to the press conference and did a face-off with himself.
Only he can do that.
Only he could do it. And basically, Dillian White's lawyer came on to. We've got a show, a radio sports show called Talk Sport. So his lawyer is a sports lawyer. He's called Jeffrey Benz, and he represents Dillian White. And so they had Frank Warren and they had Jeffrey Benz, and they was going at it. Basically, Jeffrey Benz is accusing Frank Warren of not basically doing the stuff that he said he would. So what happened is, so obviously they had 30 days to negotiate a deal. That didn't happen, so it went to purse bids. Frank Warren bid $41 million. Eddie Hearn bid $31 million. So obviously Frank Warren won the bid. And then there's a standard, what I'm told, there's a standard purse bid contract.
Yes.
So Dillian White, there was 2 weeks for that contract had to be signed and sent in. So Tyson Fury signed it. Dillian White, literally, they extended it by 1 day because Dillian White just went radio silent. And literally, they extended it by 1 day because Dillian White just went radio silent, and then sent in the contract like 5 hours just before the expiration of handing it in. But so, and then kept silent. So now what's happened is he didn't turn up to the press conference. What we know is, and what I know is that basically they wanted Dillian White who trains in Portugal, by the way, which is like a 3-hour plane ride from the UK. And they wanted him to travel economy on a normal regular plane.
Are you serious?
I'm glad you said that. So Dillian White was like, obviously with COVID about as well, we don't want to be, we've kept our camp nice and clean. We don't want to contaminate, A, for one. And two, any time that most of the top fighters fight, doesn't matter, that we just get them a private jet and just get them and their team in and do what they wanted him to go fly economy, pay for it himself, by the way, right?
What?
Yeah. And then his lawyer declined that and said, we need the private jet. Team Warren declined that. And they said, so he did turn up to the press conference. So an hour before the press conference started, they tried to reach out to Dillian White, which they did. And then they offered a private jet then. Dillian White was like, well, I'm not ready. Well, sorry, I'm not ready. And they was like, we'll get you the private jet, but you're only allowed to bring 3 members of your team, or 2 or 3 members of your team, whereas Tyson Fury's got his whole entourage. So Dillian White, you know, so he would have like his press officer, you know, his 3 trainers. You'd need dude, if he needs to bring 10 people, he needs to bring 10 people. If that's his team, if his team's of 10, his team's 10. If his team's 5, his team's 5. You're supposed to accommodate that. So the lawyer was like, well, we're definitely not coming then. So then also the lawyer asked, so basically when they signed the standard purse bid contract, it was under the guise that because they hadn't sorted out everything that they needed to sort out, like they wanted escrow to make sure the money was there. They was told, right, you've got to hand this in by the 2 weeks. Otherwise, it will look, we will take it that you don't want the fight. So sign the contract and we'll sort out these little bits after. So that was why they signed the contract and then they reneged. So then there was no escrow set up. Escrow set up. If you looked at Frank Warren's here, you look at what people's businesses are worth. It's called Company's House. Frank Warren's business is worth 3.2 milli. So I don't know how you must have begged, borrowed, and lended to get this 31 million pounds because Bob Arum had put in, you know, to make it a team effort. So and already Frank had already been sued multiple times for non-payment of fighters. Yeah, and they're still pending lawsuits now. So that's why they wanted escrow to make sure that my money's there. Yeah?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So they didn't do any of that. And it went to Dillian White. Then on the contract that he signed, it was to reasonably promote the fight. So that meant, you know, tweeting it, put it on Instagram, whatever, social media. Dillian White did none, because he's like, you're not giving me so I'm doing nothing. So he's done nothing. So technically, he's in breach of contract now. And Frank's livid. Tyson Fury's, Dillian White, you bum dosser. They're trying everything to bait him out to speak. And Dillian White just not saying anything. So it's doing their heads in. So it's a trip. So where do I get up to? So
oh my God.
I know. It sounds like The Young and the Restless that I'm talking about, doesn't it? It doesn't sound like boxing, does it, Uncle Ronnie?
No, it sounds like a soap opera.
Thank you. So Dillian White's continued to be radio silent. The lawyer and Frank Warren are arguing publicly on a program, TalkSport. It's all a mess. And then Frank Warren saying that Dillian White's in breach of contract. Oh yeah, so then Dillian White's lawyer said you're not allowed to use my image or my client's image or likeness in any of the promotion. So you know they didn't want Dillian White. Dillian White didn't want his. You know when you've got the promotion, you've got Tyson Fury's face here, and you know you've got all the backdrops. So they used it anyway. So now Team Warren are in breach because that wasn't signed off that they could use Dillian White's likeness. So it's petty for petty right now. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And so now we've got to wait now. Is Dillian White going to turn up for the second presser, you know, the week before the fight?
Right.
And obviously then the day before the fight, the weigh-in. We've got correspondents saying that he will turn up for that and he will do that. That's all he wants to do. He doesn't want to do any promotion other than that because he's like, I'm just getting the same amount of money regardless, you know? So I don't really care. And you're ripping me off. So they've sold 94,000 seats.
Oh, wow.
In Wembley Arena. But they're equating it. So this will be a world record. They're for a boxing event here. So they're equating it that this is only sold that amount because Tyson Fury, it's Tyson Fury that's doing all the selling. Now, let me tell you, this is when old facts have to enter the building. Right. Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder did 3 fights, as you know.
Yes.
They was in the, I think, were they in the Barclays?
No.
One of them was in the Barclays.
Oh, yeah, one of them was in the Barclays.
I think the first one was in the Barclays.
And the other two was in Vegas.
Yeah, and the other 2 was in Vegas. Yeah. So they never sold out any of them, by the way. And they were 20,000 seats in each. The Barclays has 30,000, and I think that didn't sell out. The where there was in Vegas, that had a 20,000 seat capacity. That didn't sell out. And then the third fight, Vegas, 20,000 seat capacity. That sold like about 17,000 almost, but almost isn't selling out. So them two together didn't sell out 3 events. So now Tyson Fury's come here, and obviously it's the dance partner that you're with. It's because it's Dillian White is why it's this big event. Because if you was fighting Otto Violin, we wouldn't be coming.
Right.
If you was fighting Robert Elenius, we wouldn't be coming.
Right.
Right? If you was fighting Schwartz, we wouldn't be coming. No. Yeah? So, Dillian White, without Tyson Fury, when he's here, Dillian White sells out the O2 Arena, which is a 20,000 seated capacity venue, on his own. On his own, yeah? So he's bringing that to the table, and that is why that it's a mega fight. It's about the dog's partner that you're with.
Yes.
Yeah. So Dillian White is so peed off that they're trying to say that it's all Tyson Fury is why everybody's coming out. So fight yourself then. Shadow box. You just shadow box in the ring then, because you're calling Dillian White a nobody. So why, if he's such a nobody, why do you need this nobody to sell the fight? You're doing quite well on your own. Do you understand? Yeah. So, oh man. So that was just the young and the restless and the bold and the beautiful that I just that part. So now we can get down to the semantics of Tyson Fury said he's coming in at the biggest that he's ever come in. He's going to come in at £300. And then a photo leaked. We do this leaked from your camp of him looking really trim, doing like a sit up. And first time I've seen Tyson Fury have like 1.5 abs. Like, showing.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So, and he looks very streamlined and very, because you know you're lying. You can't come in at £300 to fight Dillian White, because we need the old Tyson Fury back for this fight, where Tyson Fury was the boxer, nimble, 6'9" but nimble. We need that guy, because the big guy worked for Deontay Wilder to push him back, to bully him. But Dillian White is a natural big guy. He comes in at about 260 anyway.
He's a beast.
He's a beast. So you've got to now take this fight he's saying that I'm going to do the same thing as what I did with Deontay Wilder. Come to the center of the ring and push him back. Well, you're just going to get knocked out. If that's your game plan, yeah, you liar. Because you know why he's lying? Because then they found, you know why he's lying? Because then they saw Javen took a heel, right? And Javen said, no, we got a box. We have to box, you know? Yeah, you're going to have to box. We're going to have to box here. But my question to you, Uncle Ronnie, yeah, is that the Kronk style, and no disrespect, but I just had to, I have to give Javen a little bit of credit, but you're not really Kronk, because that was your uncle, the late great, rest in peace, Emmanuel Stewart. But you was like the kid that just sometimes came to the gym and, you know, hang out and watch. So really, it's your version of Kronk. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's not
Absolutely.
the real Kronk, like Ali Bashir and